Hello beautiful people, it's Trina, Scent Gourmand. Welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you Fadeitak, I think that's how it's pronounced. I was obsessed with trying to get a hold of this fragrance ever since I saw a lady on YouTube. I think her name was Boo Boo or Moo Boo or something like that. I can't remember, I'm sorry. I will post a link to her channel below if I can find it. But anyway, she raved about this and other cheaper Middle Eastern fragrances. But this was at a time when Arabian style fragrances or Arabian fragrances in general were new or exotic or really hadn't reached the Western nose, so to speak. And a lot's changed since then. In fact, Western fragrances are trying to emulate a lot of the Emirati ones and vice versa with all the dupes that you see on the market that are coming from the Middle East these days. I couldn't find this fragrance in Japan, unsurprisingly, so I decided to go straight to its maker, Swiss Arabian, an Emirati Dubai-based brand. I purchased it, or tried to purchase it, I should say, from their representative in the US because they offered shipping to where I live, but they screwed up my order and gave me something in the end completely different, some new at the time perfume oil releases, which, as it turns out, I was not disappointed with. I remember it being hard to rectify the situation with the company. However, I did get my money back eventually. Now, the link to those oils is up here somewhere and in the description below, completely different video. So I gave up on Fadeitak for a while, and then, wouldn't you know it, a discounted bottle of the stuff showed up on Mercari. And here it is. Fadeitak, and again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is a spicy ambery fragrance for women, but I'd say it's unisex. Straight out of the bottle, it's an assault of putrefied and toxic proportions to the nose, burning your nasal hair right out of your nostrils. Well, burning is not quite the right word. It's not so much that it's, harsh, like an acidic type quality. It's more that it's so plasticky. Anyway, thankfully, the olfactory experience changes when on paper. Let's do that. Okay, it's still chemical, but it's more of an apothecary nature. There's a certain herbaceous bitterness to it, but also a deep resinous smokiness, which I like. This is not dainty, demure, gentle, or sophisticated. It's raw, rustic. It's unpolished, actually, but it's also not uninteresting. I can't think of anything this might remind me of. The notes in the composition are few in number, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to this. Here they are. Okay, now on paper, this smells like some sort of fruity marmalade with melted hot plastic being stirred in. I know there's nothing remotely fruity listed, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. There's still toxic fumes, some maybe pesticide-coated unripe coffee beans, not ripe enough to detect any coffee, actually. But, this is a bean, something's been coated in plastic. Now, I'm not going to spray this on my skin today, no, but I do know how it performs on skin, what it smells like, and I can say that it turns into some sort of sweet cookie or biscuit-like thing. Maybe animal crackers. Yeah, I'm starting to get that now, actually. Now, I don't smell any obvious oud in here, but I'm certain that there is an addition of some cheap synthetic oud, perhaps, that's giving me the chemical vibe. All this is in the opening, though. Once it settles down, it's better. And I think it becomes even more feminine over time, if you want to put a gender on it. But, you'd have to be brazenly confident and in firm control to wear this. If you wear this fragrance, I imagine you might be loud. Well, I'm kind of loud myself, to be honest. And you don't give a Fruit Loop what others think. For giggly, girly girl fume heads, this one is not. Now, for someone who habitually oversprays, me, it's probably rich to advocate for a light hand with Fadeitak, but please have a light hand with Fadeitak. It's long-lasting and overpowering with more than a couple of sprays. It can easily fill a room, just like that airplane coming into my living room. and it's better, therefore, outside in the cooler weather, and best to avoid in the heat. But overall, you guys, I'm sorry, I can't recommend this one. I'm not in the mood to wear it now, and with so many, many other options out there, I can't blame myself. I think this fragrance can be offensive to some, especially in the opening. And oh my God, the bottle. It's some sort of dystopian postmodern design of ostentatious decaying metal and plastic gems nailed together by an architect who favors stainless steel and brutalism. It's heavy as hell, a mighty weapon of glass, corroding steel, it is corroding, and chemical studs. No, I really, it's not my aesthetic. One thing I can say about this, though, is I've not smelled anything like it. It's unique, at least to the nose on my face, which admittedly has not smelled all there is to sniff. And I cannot for the life of me identify the individual parts of this fragrance that make up its sum, which I guess means it's well balanced. There's certainly no dominant note for me. It's the plasticky thing that I don't like about it, but if you can get through that, it's actually not unpleasant at all. But it's not staying on my shelf, guys. I'm sorry. Just the look of it is off-putting. For me. So yes, that's all the time I'm going to spend on this little guy. Yes, I'm decluttering it from my collection, even though I feel it's not been long on my shelf. My bottom shelf. I'll see you in the next round, beautiful people. Keep sniffing. Scent Gourmand signing out. Mwah.